You got a minute?
You guys look like you spent some time at the gym.
We have to.
What?
We're a crew.
Hey, what's up, guys? Merry Christmas. Welcome back to Gus's Room. If you don't celebrate Christmas, why not? You can. You don't even have to be, religious. Just celebrate it. It's fun. Well, as you can tell, if you're watching the video, if you can't tell, we are in a different place. We're foreign right now. Going straight foreign. We're in Bermuda. No, we're in Aruba. So it's a little different, a little mix-up. My family, we were like, oh, we're never going to go to Aruba because, Natalie Holloway. If you don't know about Natalie Holloway, probably like, 20-something, 30-something years ago, 25. This girl was here on a high school trip and left kind of like the hotel casino area, and some dork fucking murdered her. What the fuck? And then the whole government of Aruba was not helping, find her. So then the mom was like, fuck the government of Aruba. These guys fucking suck. They're not fucking helping me find my damn kid. So my parents were like, we're not fucking coming back here. Fuck that place. But they found her killer. So I guess, fuck, you got to do what you got to do now. All right, we're here now. I'm having a blast. It is, it's like 84 degrees here. Always like constant wind, so there's really no bugs. There's some fucking iguanas, though. Like, not even lizards, Like, I'm fine with a little lizard lick, But these are straight, prehistoric kind of liz. Like, these lizards, like, I'm talking like the big 1-footers, and like fat boys. Like, these are eating good. I have never seen an iguana in the real world, Fucking mess me up, dude. Dinosaurs did not go extinct. They are fucking here in Aruba. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. This past week has been fucking boring, dude. What did I do? Went on a date in the city. Yeah, I know. Pretty hot for Gus. And so I got all dressed up, right? I'm a classy guy. We met in the city. I'm waiting for a Grand Central, right? And I'm posted up, and I'm kind of standing off this side, and a homeless guy comes up. He stands right next to me. Whatever, it's all good. And he starts unloading all his little things, all the newspapers he's acquired, and his AirPods, and like a bunch of half-drinking water bottles. Like, he's not, I'm trying to, I wanted to say to him, like, hey, man, like, at least, like, put them all together, whatever. So he leaves it there, and he goes and starts to roam, the terminal. But he leaves all his stuff right there. And then this other homeless woman comes up and starts messing with his stuff. Fuck, dude. There's probably about 20 seconds where I'm looking at him like, I was about to say something like, hey, man, that's my friends. Like, but then I thought, maybe they know each other. There's no need for me to get involved. So then he comes back. So they're posted up on either side of me now. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't want this chick to see me hanging with these guys. Nothing wrong with them, but, might give a bad impression. So I move a little bit over. I'm like, all right. So I move over. They just follow. They follow me. I didn't know why they followed me. The spot I was in before was fucking perfect for them, dude. No one was going to mess with them there. So I move over. They follow me. I'm like, all right, whatever. And so the girl comes up. She's like, oh, I didn't even recognize you for a second. I thought you were like a 50-year-old man. What the fuck? What the hell? Why would you say that to me? So this is what I was wearing. My Blunderstone boots. I'm trying to be fashionable. It's cold out. I'm not going to be wearing, sneakers on a date. Wore my nice boots. A pair of jeans, because I'm trying to go like the, I'm dressing up, but I'm also like, I'm keeping it real. Because if you have a pair of jeans on, you can do everything, Like, you can work out in jeans. You look good when you're working out. You can ride a damn horse, load up a tractor, get down and dirty. You know what I mean? So I threw the jeans on, and then collared shirt. You got to throw a collared shirt on for a date. shows you're professional. And it was like a blue polo. Had that tucked in. Love tucking my shirts in. I think it looks very clean. And a belt. And I had a little pea coat on. So I was looking dapper. Dapper Dan should have been my name. And I guess that was not. I didn't look. So I was just getting ripped on the whole date. How I looked like her dad. Which is fine, dude. Dad probably has fucking killer style, man. She's just saying how her dad wears those shoes and all this other jazz. And then she started laughing because I took the pea coat off, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're wearing blue on blue right now. That's something." The ego is at an all-time low right now. And also, so I didn't know in New York, you got to get reservations. I'm not big, I'll plan it, but this was like I just thought it's a Tuesday, Wednesday night or something. Reservations, I don't need to get those. I'm all good. You do. So whatever. Usually Dempsey, my boy Demps, he gets the reservation. He's like the reservation god. He'll do them and I show up. So I don't have, I'm not a big reservation guy, but whatever. I'm like, all right, we'll find a place. I found a couple places and nope, they're fully booked. So I just go straight into instinct. I'm glancing around like, where am I? What looks good? So I see a neon sign with a cowboy on it, and I'm already sold, but like, I'm like, oh, let's check this out. I can't let her know the only reason I think this is good is because they got this big neon sign out front. Whatever. So we go in there, place is dead, empty. I've already committed to this. This looked good. American food. I love American food. So we go in, sit down. It was not a good date spot. She had gotten nicely dressed up. I was looking like someone's dad, and that did not go well. I was just getting ripped on then the whole night. How I looked like. Here's the photo she took of me to make fun of me. Wearing my jeans. Whatever. Screw it. So that was the beginning of the week. And that's really it, dude. That was a fucking nightmare. Then I found out, here comes the craziness. So you know how everyone's worried, like, oh, what age are you in dog years? Which is a fucking, first of all, people care way too much about that. Like, oh, like, well, in dogs, in like, my dog's 3, but in human years, that's 24. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? No, your dog's 3. Your dog's not a human. That's why there's dog. It's a dog age. It's not the damn Chinese calendar, brother. Come on. Your dog's 3. But they changed it. This is a fun fact. So usually it's every dog year, multiply that by 7. But then now they're saying is in the first year of your dog's life, that's like 15 years in human land. Somehow dogs are traversing, the time-space continuum, which is possible. If you all right, so they send that dog out to space, right? The first dog, the Russians sent one out, a little pudge. So they sent him out. He orbited the Earth. And technically, in a small factor, like so small you wouldn't even know, that dog is now younger than another dog born at the exact same moment that stayed on Earth. So if they're talking about that, dude, they're not even taking into account the whole, all that stuff, whatever that jazz is, Einstein's relativity. So whatever, first 15 years of dog life. And they're saying when your dog's 1 year old, it's a damn teenager. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't buy any of it, dude. In dog years, I'd be put down. That's really what it comes down to. I'd be neutered and put down. Done. I'd be hit by a damn car. 18-wheeler. If I was a dog, you kidding me, dude? The second they cut my nuts off, I'd run straight into traffic. What the fuck are you guys doing? What? You guys don't want puppies? Why the fuck would you get a dog then, dude? But it is fair. Our dog, dude, he used to go out. He was a straight humper, man. He's a humper. He's a humper. So he would leave and run away and go hump all the dogs in the neighborhood. Man, woman, he didn't care. He was mounting everybody. He thought, just why not? So then we're like, all right, we got to cut his balls off. Which is a crazy thing to come to the conclusion of. You have an issue, and the solution to the issue is, we got to cut his fucking balls off. Fuck. You kidding me? That's got to suck. We chop his balls off. Instantly. Dude's got nothing. No drive. He's fucking out of it. He's definitely fucking a little loopy, wondering where his balls went. So he doesn't leave the house or run away anymore. He's got no drive. Poor dude. I feel bad, but fuck, can't be having little puppies running around. That's for sure. But yeah, if someone cut my balls off, fuck, I'd run straight into traffic. Whew. Have my guts painted on the side of a 18-wheeler on their windshield. Yeah, so that's that. Well, Christmas is today. Hopefully, I'm trying to get this out on Christmas Day. So I got my tooth extracted because I got bad teeth, right? It's genetic. It's not my fault. And I floss twice a day. I'm doing everything I can. And but I got very porous teeth. I get it from my father. And so I had to get a tooth removed because they put a cap on it, or I'd gotten a root canal. They never put a cap on it. Tooth shattered. I was eating breakfast potatoes, swallowed my tooth. And so that was a bummer. So I was toothless, like that dragon, for a little bit. But I just so basically what the doctor did, the way he explained it to me was, we're going to go in, we'll numb it all, and we'll kind of drill a little bit, and then the tooth should kind of like just kind of crumble, and we'll just kind of suck out all the little parts of the tooth. I'm like, all right, that's easy enough. I can get behind that. That fucker didn't do any of that, dude. He didn't do any of that. He spent the first majority of the time, and this is when you know it's going to be fucked up. He spent the majority of the dentist visit just numbing my ass. Dude, he was going in with the needle. He did like 3 or 4 times, went in there, stopped, like jiggled around my jaw, which is always weird. They get their thumb in there and kind of like, all right, dude, like, you know what? Buy me dinner first. Whatever. So he does that, and I'm like, all right, they're probably done numbing. They're going to start any minute. He goes in for another 10 minutes and keeps on numbing my whole fucking mouth. I'm thinking, what the fuck are you about to do? And the whole time he's asking me like, what's your plans? I can't fucking speak. I am drooling on myself. So what he does is he goes in and shatters my tooth and then rips out the roots of the tooth that was still there. But he kept on saying, hey man, like, this shouldn't hurt, but you're not going to like the sound of this because it's in your fucking head, so it echoes. So I just hear him drive some fucking pin thing straight in the center of my tooth. It shatters. You hear the crack, which is fucking makes the damn hairs on my back stand up. And then he said again, yeah, I'm just going to rip these out. So just, you're not going to like the sound of this. And then I just heard him rip my teeth out from my gums. But then he told me I was the best patient. Well, funny part of this, before I'm waiting in the waiting room, and I'm in there, and I hear this child screaming, crying, like she's going berserk. And it was to the point where the doctor came out and talked to me and said, hey man, like, yeah, like she's fine. Like, I don't want you to get nervous. What the fuck did you guys just do to her? She's won't stop screaming. So that was just a fun little entryway to get the blood pressure up. So they rip out my teeth, whatever. He's asking me about the football game. He's like, who do you think is going to win? Dude, I don't fucking know. I can barely speak. I'm spitting on myself right now. And the woman, the nurse, right? She keeps on walking over and giving me water cups so I can rinse and spit. I'd put the water in my mouth and it would just instantly fall on my shirt. And she would giggle and said, okay, you want to try again? Bitch, give me a fucking second. Give me a second. Hold on now. And so as I'm leaving, he's like, you shouldn't feel any pain the next couple of days. Just pop an Advil if you do. Fucking liar. Dude, I've been in so much pain. I can't fall asleep some of these nights. It is fucked. Whatever. So as I'm leaving, though, I'm a little freak, right? So I'm like, all right, dude. Hey, can I see the tooth? Let me see what you took out. I've been growing that out of my fucking mouth for a couple of years. Let me see it. He's like, yeah, sure, dude. He's also a freak, so he gets it. He shows me the tooth, and then I'm like, all right, I see it right away. And I'm like, I gotta have this. And I'm like, hey, man, can I take that? Can I have that? Which, honestly, if they say no, I would have been like, oh, well, it's mine. That's not yours. You stole that from my mouth. So he's like, hell yeah, dude. He gives it to me in one of those little tooth canister things that looks like a tooth for the tooth fairy. I was going to put it under my bed, but I don't want that bitch having my tooth. For 50 cents or $1 or whatever, she gets my tooth. Fucking no way, Jose. But I'm big on that kind of stuff. Like my sister, she had gotten her ribs removed, her top ribs on either side of her, chest. And she fucking kept the bone, dude. Fucking hardcore, brother. Shit's sweet. We have them. I've held them. And something about it is like when you're holding, like a tooth is one thing. Because a tooth is like, it's like hair almost. Or like, it's like a toenail, dude. It's the same kind of thing. But when you feeling, I was holding her bone, dude. That was in her chest fucking 2 days ago. And we had cleaned it, whatever, hydrogen peroxide it up. But there was something about it that was fucking, was weird, dude. Because that's her. That's, when you think about it, that's all that is. I'm holding these bones. And this is what my sister is. This is her. She's just bone. This is her. And they just took, and now then you ask the question, is she less her now? Because there's less of her now. So that was a weird thing to think. But I'm big on all that. When I was younger, I'd break my arm. I'd always ask to keep the cast. They'd throw it out in the trash. And I'd be like, hey, yo, let me get that. It's not the same thing. But all my friends had signed it, dude. I think it's fucking sweet. And he's like, oh, you're not going to want this. Every time they'd say like, nah, this smells like shit. It's all your sweat has just been collecting in this. You're not going to want this. Dude, come on, fucking give it to me. It's got Tyler's signature, Marcus, Omar's on there. Sabrina, had a crush on Sabrina. It's got Sabrina's signature. I'm not going to throw that away. I'm in 4th grade, dude. Are you kidding me? This is the only thing I have. This is mine, dude. I'm taking this. And, but I had broken my arm and elbow so many times that the doctor started letting me do some crazy wraps. They usually just let you pick a color, but I'd gone in there. I probably broke my arm twice a year. So he would let me do, like, he'd wrap it in one color, and then he would go through and wrap it like a candy cane with another color. Fuck, that looked so stupid. But it was chill when I was that age. And then I'd get home, and I'd put it back on and just fucking play around with it, dude. It's kind of fun. Then, like, a couple months later, I'd break it out and just put it on, wear it around the house. Like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. But I got my braces removed, too, a while back when I was in middle school. And, braces cost like $2,000, dude, which is fucking crazy. So I got my braces removed, and I'm sitting there. And when you get your braces removed, for whatever reason, all the orthodontists are like, oh, like, we're going to get you a prize. Like, here's a token. Spin this wheel, and you can get this pack of stickers or something dumb or an iPhone charger. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck about any of that. So they take the braces out. He goes fucking somewhere else, dude, to go do something as if he's not in the middle of removing these. So he takes the braces out. He puts them on his little side table. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like, fuck, we just paid $2 motherfucking grand. I'm taking these. These are mine now. Boom. I had these in my mouth forever. I'm taking these home with me. I took them. I literally just instinct looked around, boom, grabbed them in the pocket, right? And then they come back, and they're like, oh, like, he's now asking the nurses, like, oh, do you know where the braces we just removed went? And you can tell the nurses are like, fuck, where the fuck did we put these? Why the fuck do you guys need them? Who gives a shit? So you gonna reuse them, creeps? Whatever. So he's yelling at them now. He's getting all flustered. He's like, where'd you put them? And the one nurse, who's fucking probably my age at the time, dude, some young chick, was like, I don't know. They were right here. As if they wouldn't ask me, like, hey, dude, you've been sitting here the whole time. Where'd they go? But then I left, and I would do this thing where I would put them back in, like a couple months later, and take like Snapchats and send to my friends, like, fuck, I'm gonna have to wear these for 5 years. It wasn't very funny. People were like, oh, dude, you got bad teeth. Yeah, the whole teeth thing, it's not my fault, dude. I grew up when I was a baby. I was a little baby boy. I was like 3 years old. They had to put me under because I had so many cavities. And at that point, it's not even my fucking fault. Why are my parents were brushing my damn teeth at that point, you know? But it was so bad. And also, I can't use whitening toothpaste. So I had this big issue in high school where I'd get acne all around my mouth, and it looked like I had herpes. I remember this one kid, he came up to me, this one kid, Nate, he's like, oh, dude, like, don't touch me, you have herpes. And I started watering. I think I was like, shut up, you have, with my eyes watering. And then I went to the bathroom and hung out there for a little bit, played Minecraft on my phone until my eyes dried up. But I had that for a good amount of, I think probably sophomore year of high school. Did not help with the ladies, when you have this fucking rash all around your mouth and nose. But it came back. It comes back, whatever, in waves sometimes for like a month at a time. It's not as bad. And I'm like, fuck, this sucks. So I go to Boston Medical Center, and it was pretty sweet. When you're an adult, you just get to pick whatever doctor. I didn't know you could do that. Dude, when I was a little baby boy, I was at elementary school, I went to like the doctor, my friend's dad, it wasn't my friend, this guy's dad who was in my class. I went to his doctor. He was a doctor. The dad was a doctor. And I'd go to his class, and the dad would, give me a physical, be touching on my balls. And then I'd go to class and sit next to his son. And it got to a point in high school, we would start ripping into this kid. Like, dude, like, your dad has seen everyone in the grades balls. Because everyone went to him. It's a small town. Everyone just went. He was a good doctor, too. He would just, you had an issue. He would just, no bullshit. He was like, all right, this is the medicine. Take it. You'll be fine. But I had to switch up after that. It was kind of getting a little too much, too close to home. So I switch up doctors, whatever. But I didn't know. So I go online. I'm an adult now. I'm like, I got to pick a doctor. I'm like, all right, my friends their parents aren't doctors. One of them is, but it's like, I'm not going to go to Carl's mom and be like, hey, can you look at me? No, I'm not doing that shit. Whatever. So I go online, and I'm like, fuck, I'm looking at the doctors, what school they went to or any of that. And I found a doctor whose last name was Dempsey, and that's my boy Dempsey's last name. So I was like, fucking, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. So I go to this doctor, and he tells me the reason I had this acne and this rash is because I'm using whitening toothpaste. There's an active ingredient in whitening toothpaste that can cause irritation to people's skin around their mouth. And it's not because you like get the toothpaste on your mouth or whatever and it dries up or anything like that. It just soaks in through your skin. Fuck. So I ripped some antibiotics. I stopped taking that whitening toothpaste. And so now what? The doctor didn't even say like, so it's kind of like, fuck, I got to just have shitty teeth. But I can go to the dentist and they'll help me out. But yeah, doctors, dude, I've never been a fucking fan of them. When I got into a fight, right, at a bar in Southie. This wasn't even my damn fault. We go out, and we're standing outside the bar, and I'm talking to Carl. And then some guys come over and start ripping into Carl about his mustache. And I'm like, fuck these guys. So I say some things. Like, hey, guys, like, what is it? Is it your time of the month? And it happened to be, Pride Month. So I say, hey, I look at these guys. These are some real Southie Italians trying to be hardcore. I know what's going to piss them off is if I accuse them of being gay. I don't have any fucking problem with gay people, but I know it's going to piss these fucking losers off. So I say, oh, it's your guys' month. You know, like, I'll let you guys have this, which I thought was fucking good. And you know it's good because people that are around listening to this conversation, these guys yelling, were like, damn, you know, and that's when you know. That's fucking good. So I say that. Then they start getting closer, which, you know, I should have known would have happened. But then Carl does this one thing where he says, hey, hit me. Hit me right in this, and he puts his head out and says, punch me as hard as you can in my head. I dare you. I want you to hit me. Which is a pretty fucking ballsy line to say. So the guy hits him, but he kind of hits him open hand and hits him in the ear. So that happened. So then I'm like a foot or two away. I see this guy just nail Carl. So then I go over. I kind of put my hands out to be like, hey, guys, let's stop. This has actually gone too far. I don't like where this is going. And the guy kicks my legs out. And I fucking timber, dude. I fucking fall. I slam my head on like a brick ledge that was like underneath the window, you know. I fell, dude. I got up and I said, you know what? Our Uber's here. We better go. So we get in the Uber. And then I'm like, oh man, my head's really fucking cold. Like, fuck, why is the back of my head freezing cold right now? It's really wet. So then I like touch it, right? And I'm like, oh, it's a little bloody. Fuck. But then I realized, oh, fuck, I left my hat. My hat had fallen off. I got to go get my hat. So then we just say to the Uber, hey, get out. We're like, let's go back and see what those guys are up to. Let's go talk to them a little bit more. So we get out of the Uber. I'll walk over. I go find my hat. And then I'm standing there. I put my hat on, and the back of my neck is getting kind of cold. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is kind of weird. And I put my hand to the back of my head, and my hand is just fucking like thick blood covered. And so then my friends do the reasonable thing of when I show them, hey, there's blood coming out of the back of my head and it's coming out fast. They're like, I don't know if they didn't believe me or what. So they just go and they put their hand on the back of my head, and then they look at their hand. Their hand's now covered in blood. So there's 3 dudes now with blood all over their hands. And so I'm like, fuck, this does not seem great. So I just walk over to the cop car across the street, and they kind of seem annoyed at first, like, what do you want? And I kind of show them my hands, like, hey, and I say it in kind of a, like, pretty nonchalant, like, hey, I need help. I am hurt. I need someone to take care of me. This is actually beyond the scope of what I know what to do with. And dude, those guys were fucking blown. Oh, they both at the same time. Oh, fuck. And then they both go, all right, turn on your fucking body cam. They both fucking rip their body cams on. And they come over and I tell them what's happening. We're joking around, and they're not really calming me down. They're just saying, oh, fuck, this is bad. They keep on saying, oh, this is fuck, man. Yeah, this is fucked. Thanks, guys. No worries. I'm not feeling anything. You know, I got a little bit liquid courage in me, so I'm not feeling really any pain. Then they call the ambulance. I'm like, ambulance come. They look at me. They're like, yeah, you got to go to the hospital. And they're like, all right, we'll take you right now. And I'm like, fuck that, dude. You know how much a fucking ambulance costs? I'm not like I don't have ambulance money. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking fine. Whatever. I'll Uber there. And they're all like, no, do not Uber there. We'll take you, dude. Insurance probably will cover all this. You're fine, dude. I'm like, no, I'm fucking Ubering. I'm not. Fuck insurance. Fucking ambulance. Because I was awake. You know, I wasn't that fucked. Whatever. So I go to the hospital. We're hanging out there, and the doctor comes in, whatever, and he's talking to us, and he's like, oh, you guys rowers? I'm like, fuck, dude, this guy's a mind reader too. He's fucking good. And then he asks, we're like, yeah, we row, and he's like, oh, I went to Northeastern, and my first reaction was, fuck, god damn it, I'm gonna fucking die. Fuck. A Northeastern doctor? Are you fucking kidding me? We're in Boston. We couldn't have gotten a fucking Harvard or anything else. Any other kind of doctor. No, there's no Harvard doctor here late at night at 4 a.m. on a Saturday night. Fuck. I love Northeastern. God bless. Paul's up. But damn it, dude. I did not want a Northeastern doctor in that moment. Northeastern electrician or engineer, fuck yeah, dude. Give me a computer science engineer, Northeastern, dude. Fuck yeah, get me him. Finance, bro. Let me see him. I don't want no damn Northeastern fucking doctor, dude. I go to school with these kids. I know who they are. I do not want them fucking looking at me in the operating room. So yeah, that's how kind of my scope with doctors. That's kind of how it goes. What else is going on? So another switching topics completely. The Strava Wrap just came out, right? And I looked at it. It's your year in review, all your mileage, how you can compare against other people. And I was in the top 2%. And some of the other boys were in the top 1%. Some of them were in 3%, whatever. And dude, my ego was like, no, this isn't going to happen. So I did the math and I calculated it out. And I was like, I have to work out 6 hours a day for the next 15 days before the end of the year. And then I'll get into the 1%. And I was going to throw away my whole vacation. I was going to spend this whole vacation just working out for 6 hours, which wouldn't have been terrible. Just wouldn't have been exciting or fun. Whatever. End up just that night being like, fuck, I go on a run like 10 or 11 miles. And then I check again, just seeing like, oh, what happened? I was in the 1%. So fucking thank God, dude. Whew, I did not want to have to fucking work out that much. So yeah, now I'm in 1% of the Strava thing, and that's pretty sweet. So I wrote a whole paper, right, about Strava and all that jazz, and how it's like, it's against Strava, which I think is as you know, many people would be like, oh, I use Strava every single day. I pay the $14 a month or whatever it is for the subscription. I'm paying for it. But the whole paper kind of lists out the security risks with Strava, which there are many. Back in, I want to say 2017, not 100% sure. Within the past fucking 6 years, there was a Russian submarine commander. And he had run every single day in the same loop or every morning. And he'd run it consistently enough, and he would put it on Strava. So then one of the boys over in fucking Ukraine, dude, they're like, oh, this moron is letting us know where he's going to be at what time. So they set up in a spot with no security cameras. They fucking shoot his ass. Done. They get away. I think they end up catching the dude, but that's some fucking JFK stuff, you know? So that was one of the things I talked about. Also, Strava has the one feature flyby, which is, if you don't know about it, is when you're on a run and there's no way I'll explain it how the creepy way that I interpret why they make it. You're on a run. You run past a really hot girl. You want to see, what's that girl's name and where does she live? Maybe she uses Strava. Let me see. You go on Strava. It'll show you if she uses Strava and was recording when she ran past you. And then you can click on her profile, follow her, all that jazz. What the fuck is that? What else is that going to be for, dude? When are you running and need to like know who is near you? What the fuck is that for? So I bet there's a way people would be like, oh, well, like, it's for making friends. No, dude, it's for damn perverts. That's a pervert feature. Flyby is for perverts. And, but they hide it pretty deep in the menu settings. Not super hard, but not many people know that it's there. So fuck, they don't know. So I talk about how that's kind of an issue. And then I also just talk about like, dude, it's just tracking where you are and you're giving it to everybody. And then you're posting a photo with where you were and all this other jazz and like your heart rate while you're at it. So they kind of know a little bit way too much about you. But that had happened in, I want to say 2018 when there was this college student who was on Strava heat maps, which Strava, I think, yearly releases a heat map that's overlaid like a Google Earth kind of image that shows where the most people run. So in cities, it's like really bright orange or whatever outlined. But then the guy's looking and he's like, fuck, there's a lot of shit in the Middle East. These fucking Middle Eastern boys they're grinding their asses off. So he starts zooming in and he looks at it and then he finds out, fuck, people are running around just like a square. Come to find out, these are military bases, a couple of them United States military bases in the Middle East that some of them no one should know about, but the soldiers had used Strava, and then they would run around the perimeter of the base and record it. So now they had an outline of the whole base. But then the more than someone else had went on and doing more research, they found there was damn NATO bases and Russian bases that were not registered within the country. So there were some issues there. So yeah, I wrote that paper. I got a fucking B on that. It kind of sucks. You kidding me? Fuck that. Yeah, then I got caught using ChatGPT. Fucking fucked. I didn't even. All right, so this is how the situation went down. So I take notes every day in class, right? That's the job I have at school. Is I'm a note taker, and I get paid to do that. I take notes for kids that have, reading disabilities, which is funny because I have fucking reading disabilities. These morons, why the fuck are you letting the fucking ADD dyslexic kid take notes for other dyslexic kids? Are you fucking kidding me? So, a funny side note about that. One time I was taking notes in my American Sign Language class, and I end up, in a roundabout way, finding out who the girl is I'm taking notes for. So every now and then I'll look over and just kind of see what she's doing, because I'm grinding my ass off. I'm taking fucking 3 or 4 pages of notes of class, and I look over, because this bitch is going crazy writing stuff down. That's why I look, and I see, and I'm like, what is she fucking taking? I'm taking notes for you. Why? You don't have to take notes. No, I realize this bitch is coloring. She's got 12 markers out, and she's coloring in class. She's got a coloring book. She's not paying attention at all. What the hell? Bitch, try and pay attention, because these notes are not going to be good. We both can tell that. They're not going to be good. So try and get a little attention. So I took notes in one of the classes. And this was a class where, I wasn't getting paid for it, but I was taking these notes. And the teacher had asked us, can you guys answer this question about, do a group discussion, kind of answer this question about a reading. So I take that reading, throw it in ChatGPT. I had already fucking read it like a month ago, but I was like, all right, I just need a refresher, something to glance at. So I throw that in, I put in the question, I copy that, I put it into my notes page, just so when we're having the discussion, I'm like, all right, if I need something just to glance at to kind of jog my memory. But then I go through and I keep on typing out the rest of my notes. Whatever, discussion's over, keep on typing the notes. And then I finish the notes, and the teacher sometimes requires, like, hey, like, just because it's a 3.5 hour class, can you guys submit your notes just so I know that everyone's kind of like understanding what I'm getting or taking away key points. So I'm like, fuck yeah. I go through, I save it, forgetting that the fucking ChatGPT copied shit is in the top of the fucking page. I send that to her. Fuck. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, when she gets around to fucking grading it, dude, she sends me an email. Title of the email: is this written by AI? Fuck. That was not a great thing to be reading in another class. So, but it was pretty obvious. Like it starts off saying, certainly I can answer that question for you. And then the rest of what I had pasted. So I sent an email. I was like, hey lady, I wasn't trying to cheat. Like that was not my intention. So she just gave me a 0 for it. And that's always not cheating. It's fucking notes. Who gives a fuck? I'm taking notes. Why do you care? You don't fucking know. Who gives a fuck? It's fucking notes. Whatever. So she gives me a fucking 0. Whatever. I eat that. I'm like, I'm not fighting with this bitch. But that's kind of it. Nothing came out of that. Well, this Christmas has been absolutely bueno. I hope everyone's very festive. I hope everyone's wearing a Santa hat at least once today. It's not a very festive place to be in. Not many like Christmas lights or anything. My sister had gotten a sign though. It's hanging up. If you're watching the video, you can't see it's up here more. And she had ordered it on Amazon. And originally she had ordered a sign that said, "Happy Birthday, Jesus." That's what she wanted on Amazon. Kind of being funny, whatever. They sent her "I do it for the hose" sign instead. Thank God we're fucking chill people, dude. Imagine your grandma gets the like "Happy Birthday, Jesus" sign. and it ends up getting that I do it for the hose. Grandma definitely does not do it for the hose. Alrighty. Well, Merry Christmas and to all good. Merry Christmas and to all a good year. Thank you for listening again to Gus's podcast, Gus's Room. Not Gus's podcast, Gus's Room. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, also, dude, so I've been cutting some of the clips off of YouTube, and I put them into, oh, fuck. A motherfucking National Guard helicopter just flew real low. Someone's dying. So I take the clips and I put them on YouTube, right? I like take the hour video and I chop them up, trying to find the funny thing. Because I'm trying to do a good job here. I'm trying to get something out of this, some more views. And one kid tells me I look like that UFC fighter Patty. Whatever, the guy with the bowl cut, the blonde dude. Fuck. That fucking... I know I'm never going to read YouTube comments again. That fucking hit. Well, I get it. I've been called worse before, you know. And usually they don't get to me. That didn't get to me. It was just one that I was like, I can't even argue with that. I looked at the photo of him. I was like, fuck. That's fucking spot on. I can't argue with that. That guy's just telling the truth. I don't even think he's trying to hurt my feelings. Fuck. I look like Patty, the UFC fighter. At least he's cool. He's a cool guy. We have similar personalities, loud and obnoxious. All right, well, I appreciate y'all listening. Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, and to all a good night. See ya.
You need to frame the shot.
I appreciate it.
Yes. You're welcome. And we're here live today with our first caller. Welcome to Gus's room. Welcome to Gus's room. Caller 1. And we're live. How can we help today? That sounds crazy.
You should